you better be choosing quality over quantity. Why would you spend a second with somebody after you already figure out that they're not the ones for you and it's not going to work out in the end? It's all about quality over quantity. So I talk about sales a lot. I talk about small business entrepreneurship, and the key to that is quantity. If you're going to make a sale, you need to be willing to make 500 cold calls. If you're going to make money as a venture capitalist, you need to deploy a lot of different capital into a lot of different companies. There are many, many areas of small business and real estate where it is about quantity. It's about the number of shots you take. If you take enough at-bats, you're going to get some hits. But I think where people mess up, and there's some nuance here, so hear me out, but I think where people mess up is with the quality. So my golden rule of real estate and small business is knowing when to take quality over quantity. Now, here's what I'm talking about. Let's give an example first in real estate. As a capital allocator, as a one-man shop, as a small real estate private equity company over the past 3 years, we've been able to be really, really selective about what deals we do. And what that does for us is it allows us to only do the good deals because we're a small company. It was me and my partner. I was the only one focused full-time on self-storage. He was the one running the business. So we could do small deals, single deals, and if we didn't do deals, it wasn't a big deal. And since we were small, a single deal could change our life. That first self-storage deal we did, $2 million development, that deal changed our life. 3 years later, it put $2 million in our checking account during a cash-out refinance. Same thing applied to a small facility we built in 2019, bought in 2019 in Pittsburgh. You've seen the YouTube video. I'll link it in the show notes. It is a deal we bought for $472,000 that cash flows $40,000 a year now. Now we are small, so it wasn't about numbers. It wasn't about deploying a lot of capital. It was about choosing the good deals to do. Yes, we did a lot of cold calls. Yes, we did a lot of originating, but when it came to the opportunities that we seized, when it came to saying yes, when it came to sinking a lot of time into something, we said no to most things. And we said yes to a couple deals, and they changed our lives. Now, that's an advantage we have over a big real estate private equity shop with 25 employees that needs to buy $150 million a year of real estate because they have to do deals. If they stop doing deals, then business stops for them. A very good deal doesn't necessarily move the needle in a significant way for anybody. A moderate deal doesn't change anything, and a crappy deal doesn't really change anything. They just have to keep doing deals. It's a numbers game. It's a volume. But you, as a real estate investor or a small team like mine, we can be very selective about what deals we do, and they can change our lives. So we get to choose quality over quantity. We're not just growing to grow. Now take this concept over to small businesses. My brother's lawn care company. 2019, he did $100,000 in revenue. This year, I think he did around 140, 150. I'll have him on the podcast to discuss and share with you soon. But he made the decision that, yes, I'm going to fill my funnel. Yes, I'm going to try to get 100 people a month to fill out the quote request form on my website. But I'm going to bid jobs high. I'm going to go after clients who want professionalism. I'm not going to try to win every client, and I'm going to bid high enough, and I'm going to do good enough work, and I'm going to show up in a polo, and I'm going to walk the walk and talk the talk of a professional lawn care landscaping company. I'm going to do that stuff well enough to only achieve, sign on from 30% of the people that fill out that quote request form. So 100 people are going to sign up, but I'm only going to say yes. Actually, only 30 of them are going to say yes to me. So I can do less work. I can choose quality over quantity. I'm not just growing to grow, but I can do profitable work. So he works 30 hours a week, 32 weeks a year, and spends the other 20 weeks in the Florida Keys fishing and in Athens, Georgia with me playing golf. He has chosen quality over quantity. And this applies to so many different areas of business. So yes, early on, yes, when you're in sales, yes, when you're taking shots early, you need to say yes. You need to go after a lot of things. You need to fill the hopper. You need to make a bunch of cold calls. It's not about A+ quality. It's about getting it done. But once you choose where you're going to focus a lot of energy on, it's about choosing quality over quantity. Same thing applies to dating. Now, this is going to sound really silly, but the same concept applies to dating. If you're going to date a lot of people, you need to ask a lot of people out. You need to put yourself out there. It's a sales role. You're selling yourself. You sit down at dinner, you walk up to a lot of folks and say, hey, would you be interested in going out with me? But when it comes time to get serious and date somebody for a month, 2 months, 6 months, especially when you're in college or right out of college, when that time is so precious, you better be choosing quality over quantity. Why would you spend a second with somebody after you already figure out that they're not the ones for you and it's not going to work out in the end? It's all about quality over quantity. So as you grow your business, as you grow your real estate portfolio, as you think about what you're doing, don't just grow to grow. Volume is not always the deal. Now, something else that was really critical, and as we're scaling our real estate private equity company, you rewind 2019, we didn't have access to capital yet. My partner Dana and I, we did not have the resources to raise capital from high net worth individuals. We got approached from a couple family offices who wanted to come in, provide all the capital so that we could really grow, so that we could do volume, so that we can get the quantity of deals higher. But they wanted almost all the carried interest, meaning the profit on the real estate deal. After the preferred return has been paid out to investors, what's left? They wanted almost all of it. They wanted 80%. So it was me stuck with 20% of the carried interest. We'd need to do $100 million of deals to make our money. Now we have access to capital. We've chosen to be very selective, and we have a little bit better terms for ourselves. They're not the only people that we can get cash from, so we can offer great returns and do it on a structure that works for us, where we get 50% of the carry and we own it all. So as we grow, there's more in it for us because we've chosen quality over quantity. I think a lot of people forget when it's time to grow, when the opportunities start coming, that you need to be very, very, very selective with your time. Money is valuable, but time is your most valuable asset. So if you're going to sink time into something, if you're going to grow something, you need to be very selective about what it is. Hey guys, I have big news. I recently revamped my sales and customer service team at my self-storage company using folks in South Africa. Listen to this English accent.
Hi there, my name is Anton and I'm a sales professional from Gqeberha or Port Elizabeth, which is in the eastern province of South Africa. I've been in sales for about 8 years now with experience in hardware sales with some of the leading brands in the world, such as Canon, Panasonic, and more recently Red Bull.
Okay, now the surprising part. The person you just listened to is available for hire right now, and they're asking $9 an hour. If you want an introduction, if you want to hire this person into your business or at least interview them, send me an email, nick@sweatystartup.com, and I can make an introduction and offer you $1,000 off the recruiting fee. nick@sweatystartup.com.